Uh, Good day, sir. Good day, everyone. So today I'm going to talk about the control structures. So, what is control structure? Control structures are fundamental tools that allow you to dictate the order in which instructions are executed in a program. They enable you to create programs that are not just a simple sequence of actions but can make decisions, repeat actions, and respond to different situations. Control structures, mo ni siya ang nag-decide sa flow of a program or nagamando og instructions to do or to follow a program. Instead of running code in a straight line, they allow for decisions, loops, and different execution paths. This make programs more efficient and interactive. So there are three basic structures: the linear structures, relational structures, and loop structures. So what is linear structures? Linear structures are a fundamental way of organizing data where elements are arranged in a specific sequence, maintaining a direct connection with both their predecessor and successor. This linear arrangement ensures that data can be accessed and traversed efficiently following a well defined order. Because of their sequential nature, operations such as insertion, deletion, and searching can be performed in a systematic manner. These structures are widely used in computing and programming to store and manage data effectively, providing a foundation for various algorithms and applications. So, ang linear structures daw, okay, straightforward siya nga execution of instructions, like ang iyang program is like nakasunod-sunod na naka-straightforward na gid siya nga procedure. Each step naga-follow og previous one in a fixed order. This structure is commonly used in basic data storage and processing, as I've said earlier. So there are three key characteristics of linear structure. The sequential organization. It is the elements in a linear structure that arrange that are arranged in a specific sequence where each element follows the previous one in a well-defined order. This sequential arrangement makes it easy to traverse the structure and access data efficiently. So kaning sequential organization, na siya data nga mo-follow pud siya og fixed sequence. Data nga mo sunod og uh, nga fixed or kanang buo na nga sequence. Next is single level connection. No? Each element in a linear structure is connected to its immediate predecessor and successor, except for the first and last elements. This direct linkage allows for smooth navigation through the structure while maintaining a clear relationship between elements. So, kaning single level connection, each element connects only to the next and previous ones. So, wala siya nagkuan siya, nagsunod gyapon siya, ni-connect gyapon siya nga gikan sa iyang previous o sa iyang next. Ang kaning next is fixed or dynamic size. The linear structures can have either a fixed size like arrays, which require a predefined storage capacity, or a dynamic size like linked lists, which can grow or shrink as needed. This flexibility allows for efficient memory management based on the specific requirements for an application. Kani pud siya, meaning sa arrays daw is like fixed. Fixed siya, buo na gid siya, no? Ang kani pong linked lists dynamic. So there are like both kuan. So here are examples of linear structure. Yung naa sa kilid na adari may example. So what is array? Array is a collection of elements stored in contiguous memory locations. Each element is accessed using an index, making retrieval fast. Arrays have a fixed size and store homogeneous data types. So ang array, isa siya nga collection collection of elements, no, stored in order. Naga kuan siya kanang nag-collect siya, of elements stored in order. Ang arrays pod kay paspas siya mo retrieve og data but have fixed sizes. So paspas siya mo retrieve og data pero ang iyang na-retrieve is fixed na nga data, kanang nindog buo na nga data. So these are the example ni naa sa kilid. It has creating an array, ARR equals 1 to the numbers, accessing elements, modifying elements. So here are also examples of linear algebra, the algorithm. So here are also the example: start, length, and width, L times width, and display the area, and then the end. No, it is the start, input the length and width of the rectangle, compute the area using area equals L times W for our display the area, and lastly end. Also here are the example, no? The linear in relation to loop structure. Refer to the way loops are organized and executed in a sequential manner. When discussing linear structures in relation to loop structures, we typically focus on how loops iterate over data in a linear fashion, processing each element one after the other. So kaning linear structure and loops work well with loops gid siya, no? Example are kanang process each element in array nga one by one. So katong array, iya siyang gina-loop or iya siyang nag-process siya og element nga naa sa array one by one. So next are relational structure. So a relational structure organizes data based on connection between elements rather than a strict sequence. It is commonly used in relational databases where tables are linked through keys, and in graph structures where nodes represent entities and edges define the relationships. This approach allows for flexible data management, making it ideal for representing complex connections such as social networks or hierarchical systems. So, kani siya, nag-organize gid siya og data on relationships, no? Not sequence, no? It is used also nga database and graphs. Also, a student link to multiple courses, no? Kaning relational structure, naga-use gid siya or ginagamit gid niya in a database and graphs. Also, we have this relational operator. Relational structures often involve relational operators that compare values. These operators return true or false and are commonly used in selection, if, else, and iteration loops. Ang kaning excuse me. Kaning selection, if else, and then iteration loops. So here are also an example of operator, meaning, and its example. It also compare values to make decisions and used in if-else statements and loops. Also, here are examples of relational operator. It has the first, it's just like the same sa katong linear structures and loop. Nga ang pagka-input sa aning 1 to 6. Pero ang algorithm is like these control how the program reacts based on comparison. So if kani siya na siya start, input number n, if n greater than O, print positive, if else n less than 0, print negative, if else print 0, and then lastly end. So nested relational structures. A nested relational structure is a way of organizing data in a relational database where attributes of a relation table that themselves be sets or tuples. This allows for hierarchical or multi-level data representation within a relational model, reducing redundancy and improving data organization. So, ang kaning nested relational structures kay ang uban daw nga database mo allow siya og data inside a data, no? So kaning nested relational structures kay ang uban database kay mo allow og data inside or sulod sa data. Example are a university database where a student table has a column courses taken, which itself is a list. This reduces redundancy and improves organization, no? So, also here are the example of nested relational structure. It is also considered a university database where students, also know as I said, students table has an attribute courses taken, which itself it is a relationship or set of tuples, right? A loop structure. Loop structure are fundamental programming constructs that allow repetitive execution of a block of code until a specific condition is met. They are used to automate repetitive tasks, process collections of data, and implement iterative algorithms. So, loop structure basically as from the word loop, no, naga-repeat lang yun siya, no, ginabalik, balik-balik lang yun siya. Repeats a block of code until a condition is met, no? Magbalik-balik siya hangtod nga makuha niya ang sakto or anang condition or something ba nga makita na gid niya. It is also used for automating tasks, processing lists, and running calculations multiple times, no? Example of loop structure. So kani siya na siya start, statement 1, and then statement 2. Also, it has this decision, no? Kaning list na siya yes, padulong sa statement 1, balik na pud siya sa statement 2, and if no, there siya paingon sa statement 3. And then, mo na siya, nakita na niya ang iyang condition. So, infinite loop. An infinite loop is a loop that runs indefinitely because it locks a proper termination condition. This can happen due to a missing exit condition, a condition that always evaluates the true or an unintended logical error. Infinite loops can cause programs to hang or consume excessive resources, but they are sometimes intentionally used in applications like servers or real-time systems that require continuous execution. So a loop that never stops running can be used by no exit condition or always, as I said, no conditions always true, but sometimes useful for programs that must not run continuously. So kaning infinite loop, from the word infinite or loop, nagabalik-balik lang yun siya, no? From start to beginning, from start to end, start and start, balik-balik lang yun siya. So mo ano siya ang example of infinite loop, no? Balik-balik lang. As you can see, balik-balik rin siya. So, controlled loop. Controlled loop is a type of loop that runs for a specific number of iterations or until a predefined condition is met, ensuring efficient and predictable execution, unlike an infinite loop, which runs indefinitely. No, ang infinite loop, which run lang siya indefinitely, a controlled loop has a clear stopping point, preventing unnecessary repetition and excessive resources usage. A loop that runs for a specific number of times or until a condition is met prevents unnecessary repetition and saves memory. So lahi ang infinite loop kay ang infinite loop nagabalik-balik lang yun siya. Ang kaning controlled loop naa siya clear na stopping point, no? Na siya kahunungan jud, preventing unnecessary repetition nga mo prevent gid siya nga nagbalik-balik nga mo repeat gid siya ba and excessive resource usage. So mo ni siyang example of controlled loop, no? Mo ni siya. So I think that's all, and thank you for listening. Thank you.